folks, it's Chris Gordon, and I'm here to talk about another addition to my rig. That is the CFG CF80 Guitar Wireless, as well as the CFG Antigravity Guitar Strap. Now, I'll be going through some of the stuff with this, but CFG stands for Chord-Free Guitar, or around here, Chris fucking Gordon. So I do a lot of fly dates and a lot of gigs that are a distance away from where I live. And I wanted to make sure that if I was to add to my rig, that it was going to kind of pass the travel test, which meant that for me, it had to be able to fit into my gig bag. So when I travel, my guitar is in the gig bag, obviously. My guitar stands in the gig bag. And now, the CFG wireless system fits beautifully into the gig bag. So everything can come onto the plane with me. Everything I need for the particular gig that I'm doing. And that was important to me. So when I started looking for a wireless, I was just entertaining it. The CFG product started to show up on my social media feed, and I started to see some of the clips. And then I went ahead and looked at some of the reviews, and for a budget-priced wireless, it looked very impressive, and it seemed to work. So I got myself one. I also got the Antigravity Strap, which I'll be talking about as well. So I'm going to be kind of walking you through this unit, how I use it with my rig, and how my rig kind of works, because, again, one of the most attractive things to this initially was how compact it is. But there were some great surprises in store because it actually sounds really good too. So here are the units. This is what you get. You get the transmitter and the receiver. Okay, I apologize for my lighting here in my studio today. But each unit has these 1/4 inch with jacks on them. As you can see, I can position them wherever I need to, and they're going to stay. They don't flop around. That's kind of nice. They also have this really cool thing on the back of them. They have these little rubber pads. I don't know if you can see them. I apologize if you can't. But these rubber pads are great because the way I use my transmitter on my guitar, I fold it up onto the body of the instrument. So the plastic isn't touching my finish or my instrument or anything like that. And it stays nice and snug. It stays in place. And it has the same thing on the receiver, depending on whether you're plugging it into a pedal or into your front of your amp, which is exactly what I'll be doing. And that's the unit, and they are charged by USB. And they don't send you just one of these cool USB chargers, they send you two. So one is here in my studio, it stays here all the time, and this one is in the case, comes on the road with me. So when I get to the hotel, the night before the gig or prior to sound check, whatever the case may be, I plug in my phone to charge it, and I plug these in. Not running around looking for batteries, not worried about it. They charge up. When I did receive these, they did not come fully charged, so they do not ship fully charged. I didn't see that mentioned in any of the reviews, and it's not a big deal. And it may be mentioned in the reviews, I just didn't see it. So, I kind of fall down the internet rabbit hole. I saw some of the reviews. I saw, the musician plug in and turn it on and start playing. So I understand. We live in a world of editing. So yeah, be prepared to charge. It takes a good couple of hours. And you'll know they're charged because these lights, you'll see when I turn these on. These lights are kind of like a yellow glow, kind of the same color as that. And when they're fully charged, they go out. And then you're fully charged. However, when they are fully charged and operational, they'll be this pretty blue. Get about 8 hours of charge. And I did follow up with a question, how many charges can they take before it starts to get kind of like, oh, it's not going to charge much anymore. This is about 1,000 charges, which is pretty good, not bad. So let's walk through, let's plug it in and see how it sounds. All right, so I'm all hooked up here, and I kind of want to walk you through my signal, how I'm using the unit. So you can see it's on. So let me turn it off real quick, and then walk you through what happens when I plug it in. So the way I have it is my transmitter is coming from the guitar. As I was talking about earlier, it's cool. You can see how I can manipulate this however I want. And I have mine up against the body. That rubber pad in the back is great because it's not affecting my finish. And I like it there because I have easy access to turn it on and off. Plus, when it goes on the guitar stand, it's not getting banged around or anything like that. So it's very convenient. And then in my case, my receiver's in the front of the amp. I'm running DB Mark amplifiers. Everything on the floor is going into the effects loop, including the volume pedal, the tuner. And I use an old MXR 6-band EQ just to boost the signal of my solos, as opposed to coloring the tone. It doesn't do any of that. It just boosts when I need it. Other than that, I just have an old MIDI buddy on the floor into the MIDI interface here on the back of the amp, and that's it. 212 cabinet. This is a beautiful amp with every sound that I could hope for and more. So that's a different story for another video. But anyway, that's how my rig is set up on 99% of my gigs. So with the receiver in the front of the amp, I'm going to turn that on. The first thing you're going to notice is it's going to start to blink because it's looking for the transmitter. And I hit the transmitter, and in a couple of seconds, it pairs up. You'll see it go solid, and I am in business to play. I got everything I need. So, I'm obviously sitting next to the amp, so you wouldn't expect any latency. But I've taken this outside to the deck out front, disturbed my neighbors with it, and just played and had a great time with it. And it sounds fantastic. I don't hear any difference in my sound. It doesn't matter what tone I'm using. All the sounds that I use, it sounds great with. So I don't have any issues. I certainly don't miss the cable, to be honest with you. I don't miss it. I don't hear any difference, and everything I need. And again, the really big selling point for me, and I'm speaking for me, it could be different for everybody, but I love the idea that I can take my guitar, put it in the gig bag, my wireless in the gig bag, my guitar stand in the gig bag, and I'm good to go. So it's a great product. I'm really happy with it, and I like the lights. So the other product I got from CFG was the Antigravity Strap, and this was something that was, I might even say, equally if not more important to me. Another thing I do with a lot of these shows is that the sound checks tend to be long. They can be up to an hour, sometimes an hour and a half long, and it's not for any other reason that sometimes a lot of the shows that I get booked to do have a lot of moving parts. So there's a lot of standing around waiting for your line check, and sometimes a line has to be worked on and whatnot, and they don't want you to leave the stage until everything is where they want it. And standing around for that period of time with a guitar on you eventually takes its toll. And when I got these straps, I got two of them. I got the long and the short. So I do want to say that depending on where you wear your guitar, the straps are adjustable to a point. I went with the long initially and found that I couldn't adjust it to get the guitar where I wear it. As you can see, I wear my guitar high. So I got the short. So keep that in mind when you're ordering it. Actually, I would suggest that you order one of each, depending on what guitar you're using, depending on what kind of gig you're doing. And they're the type of strap that once you start using them, I don't think any other strap will do. And they come with styles and stuff. I'm not big on that. I just like the real simplistic kind of look. It's just utilitarian for me. And I love them. They feel great. And the great thing is that if you're standing around for a sound check that long and you still have a show ahead of you, it's a really kind of nice comfort. You know, I can stand like this, sit like this. I wear it when I'm sitting down, as you can see. I can stand and not feel any stress on my back with these guitar straps. So the anti-gravity straps, without question, even if you're not in the market for a wireless, definitely look into the CFG anti-gravity straps. They are absolutely awesome. So there you have it, just a little peek at my rig, and of course my very welcome addition, which is the anti-gravity strap and the CF80 cord-free guitar wireless system. Definitely a perfect match for what I do. Thank you guys. Talk to you all soon.